Hello, I think I might be live right now. I'm not sure. I'm very new to this whole YouTube live thing. I'm gonna check on my phone and see if I might be able to see if I'm live. I'm not sure if I'm live. If we are, hello. If anyone is here, welcome. We are going to be reviewing profiles today. We're going to be reviewing reels. We're going to be auditing Instagram accounts, and we're going to be giving feedback as a way for me to say thank you and a way for me to give back because we're about to hit 100K subscribers on YouTube, which is pretty flippin' cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, we are live. Welcome in everybody. Let me make sure I can see the chat. I think the worst possible thing that you can do on a live stream is do the whole like, hey, we're just waiting for everyone to pop on, waiting for everyone to join. And yet that's exactly how I have started this live stream today. So I apologize for anyone who joined right at the start. I'm very new to the YouTube live streaming thing. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button because as you can see, we are 42 away from 100K. 42 away from 100K, which is pretty exciting. I'm going to be reviewing profiles and reviewing reels and all that stuff live, like I said. So I will paste the link in the chat in just a second, and you'll be able to put your name on this wheel of names, and I'll spin that wheel. But let me make sure that I have the link pasted for you. So stand by 1 second so you can submit your link. Yes, okay. I'm in the chat now. I've pasted the link. Let me actually paste it again and say, click here to enter. Click here to enter. Okay. The link to enter is in the chat. So I have that pasted there. There we go. Let me pin this. How do I pin it? Do I hold it down? Yep, pin message. All right, so now you can see the pinned message, hopefully, in the chat. And the pinned message is so that you can click on that form that's in the chat, and then you can submit your Instagram profile or your Instagram username, I should say. And then once you do that, then you'll be able to get your name on this wheel of names, this random name picker. And I will pick your, randomly pick a few usernames to win a free profile review or reel review or whatever it may be. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a way for me to see the, I'm using OBS streaming right now, which is like super new world to me. And there should be a way for, there's a start recording. No, I think we're already recording because we're on YouTube. Start virtual camera, no. There was a way for me to view the live chat. YouTube live control panel, no, chat, there it is, chat. Cool, now I have the chat pulled up, awesome. Now I can see the chat, awesome. So I can see all of you, there we go, I can see everyone in the chat. Hello Leanne, hello Rachel, thank you guys for being here so early. Andon, hello, Shift 14U, Suzanne, welcome in everybody. Again, the pinned link is in the chat, and then when you click on that link, you can enter in to have your name on this random name spinner, and I will pull up some random names and we'll start reviewing some profiles. So you can see I already have, here we go. Yeah, I already have Instagram pulled up. I gotta get used to the fact that my camera is flipped. Yeah, we will be doing reel reviews, auditing Instagram accounts. I'm happy to take a look at YouTube channels as well today if anyone would like any feedback on their YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTube expert. I don't claim to be a YouTube expert, but we are getting pretty close to 100K. We're getting pretty close. We are 41 away now. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because we're super close. And I won't end the stream just because we hit 100K. I'll probably stick around a little bit longer, but hopefully we hit it sooner than later. Anyways, I've given everyone a few seconds now, so hopefully you've had a good chance, good opportunity to put your name into that list of names. Again, all you have to do is click the link that is in the chat, and you'll be able to add your username to that form. And I do require an email, not because there's any sort of like email marketing that's gonna go on, just because that limits you to one response per person. Otherwise we would get the same person just like submitting their username over and over again and really skewing the odds. So anyways, I will pull up everyone's list of names here and I will put them all into a random name picker. I do see that one person input their full Instagram URL, which I appreciate. However, that's not necessary. Please, as you fill out your username so that you can enter to win, just put your handle, your Instagram handle. So @ and then whatever your your handle is. You don't have to actually put in the full username. But let me paste everyone's names in here. And the first list is going to be super short. I think there's only about 10 people on the list right now. So I'll spin that wheel right here and we'll get going. So here we go. Let's see who our first winner of the day is. Our first winner is none other than Susie. Susie Unscripted. All right, so I'm gonna copy Susie's username and I'm going to remove her username because I think it was, I can't remember if it was the last time we went live on YouTube or one of my recent live streams in the Insta Club Hub where the same winner kept getting selected over and over and over again, which is like so crazy that kept happening. The odds of that happening are extremely slim, but it was like literally like 6 times in a row. Someone got picked who had been already picked. So anyways, I have Susie's profile here, and this is our first review of the day, and we're at 999, no, not 999, we're at 99,960 subscribers, so we're 40 away from 100K. We're getting super close. But here is Susie's profile, and I'll give her some feedback and we can kind of talk about it. Now, I need to make sure that the audio is shared here. So let me make sure. I'm gonna play the audio and I need you guys to tell me if you can hear it. You can. I'm pretty sure you can because I could see my little audio bars going up. So let me do this and then just give me a thumbs up or say yes in the chat. Or actually, you know, I have my stream pulled up right here, so I'll play it. That probably won't work. Just give me a thumbs up or say yes in the chat if you can hear this, and we'll give some feedback to Susie here. But let's take a look at this first reel. And again, I'm relying on y'all to give me feedback and give me thumbs up in the chat if you can actually hear this. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, cool. Well, let's watch. All right, you guys have probably watched this already a few times now. I know that I've been trying to get it set up from a technical standpoint. It's funny, it's relatable, it's lighthearted. It's something that's very share-worthy, right? It's the type of thing that a wife is gonna send to her husband. Life may be hard, but at least I have my emotional support biceps to squeeze. It's cute, it's funny. It's not something that's necessarily going to build your authority. It's not something that's necessarily going to allow your audience to build trust with you, but that's not the goal of every reel. And so that reel is fun, lighthearted, and totally fine. Let's review. Again, funny, lighthearted. It seems like your whole account is kind of just like marital humor. Again, funny, lighthearted, share-worthy, and a little bit silly. So nothing really to change there. Again, super funny, super lighthearted, very casual, right? These are the type of reels that are very share-worthy. No real notes or feedback because these are just jokes, right? These are just kind of funny, lighthearted reels, and there's nothing that's been done wrong with them. The text is very easy to read, it's concise, it's easy to understand. The font is quite legible, so really nothing that I would recommend changing there. Let's watch one more before we pick another winner. So again, funny, lighthearted, just kind of a meme, very share-worthy. What I would say in terms of feedback on this one is don't do the whole animated text thing, the whole spelling out the text word by word, letter by letter. It's frustrating oftentimes for viewers because they have to sit there and just kind of wait for your text to appear. And it's like, come on, you know. So just put all the text on the screen. And I think that would be more effective. Additionally, I'm not a fan of the like squiggly, cursive, cutesy font because it's a little bit harder to read, and it just kind of feels gimmicky. So I would just use the basic font like you have been doing. Like use this basic font, or this font's not bad. This font is really the font, that's the same font too. Just kind of a simple, right, easy to read font rather than this sort of like cursive-y, calligraphy style font. Cool. All right, we're gonna pick another winner now. Again, all you have to do to enter in to win is click on the pinned link at the top of the chat. The top of the chat, you can see a pinned link. Click on that link. It'll take you to a Google form. You can then input your email. Email is just to verify that there's not the same person submitting their username over and over again and kind of rigging the system. There's not like any email marketing or anything like that that's going to go on. But you can enter in to win, and I will put your name on said wheel of random names right here and pick someone to win next, to have me take a look at their reels and their profile and give them some feedback. And again, we're doing all of this because we are working our way to 100K subscribers. As you can see up here, we're at 930 or 963, 99,963. So we are, quick math, is that 37 away. So make sure you're subscribed as well. I see that there's some people in the chat who are here live and are not subscribed. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because we're super close to hitting 100K, which should be super, super exciting. So I'm going to I'm going to update the list of names here. Let me grab that list. Where did it go? Okay, oh yeah, we just doubled. We went from 10 names to now we have about 20 names on the list. So I will copy that, and I will make sure to remove Susie, because we just did Susie's profile. So we don't want Susie to enter in again. No offense, Susie, you already won. So I will paste everyone's names. Okay. Random wheel of names. Let me pull up the picker, and here we go. By the way, like, I know my stream still ain't great. Like I definitely am no Emily D. Baker. If we have any law nerds in the house, I'm not that level of streamer, but I'm pretty happy with my stream setup today in general. Let me actually even move my camera over. There we go. My stream setup, like, we got this window, right? I can just click a button, and here we are with the name picker. We got the main window, so now my face gets a little bit smaller. The word subscribe is there. The number of subscribers is here. Instagram is here. We got the picker. We got the total subscribers. So I tried to set up a little bit more today. I tried to have some fun. But let's spin that. There's the wheel of names. We'll spin that wheel, and we'll see who our next winner is. Shall we? Andon. I'm not sure how to say your last name. And if your first name even is Andon, sorry if I butchered your name. I'm sorry if I butchered anyone's names today. I'm definitely going to butcher a lot of names. So I apologize in advance, because names are not my forte. Names are not my forte. But Andon, let's take a look at your profile here. Here we go. All right, so immediately when I just kind of look at your bio from this like high level point of view before we look at any of your posts, it's not clear from a glance what it is you do or what it is you post about, right? Like, there's nothing, it just kind of tells me like where you're going to school. This is probably your partner's initial, right? We just have your username and your Instagram name being the same name. So I would instead recommend making that right here something that's a little bit more searchable, something that's a little bit easier for people to search for and then discover you. And I would, in your bio, kind of articulate why someone should follow you. Like, what is the thing that you're going to be posting about? What are the topics you're going to be sharing? What is the community you're trying to build? Like, something like that would be more effective here. But let's take a look at one of your recent reels, and I'll give you feedback. This reel got really great engagement. I mean, you got 1,000 followers, and this reel got 500 likes. If I could get 50% of my followers to like one of my reels, that would mean that I got over 400,000 likes, which is insane. I don't say that to say anything besides that's a really great engagement rate. 50% of your followers, or 50% of the total number of followers you have liking your post, is insane. So let's check out this reel.
Do you think you're better off alone? Do you think you're better off alone?
Funny, I'm not sure if some of you guys have seen the viral clips recently of, I don't know what, I think it was at a basketball game maybe. There was like a couple, and they were talking, and the one dude was just like yapping the girl's ear off, and it's gone viral, and they went on like TNT, NBA on TNT, and they were like talking about what the conversation was about. So this is kind of similar to that. It's taking something that's relating to pop culture or going on in pop culture, or something that's trending, and relating it back to your niche, or even just like relating it back to you and your account. Excuse me, one sec. A little frog in my throat. And so it's funny, it's relatable. That's probably why it got so many likes. And it's pretty cool that you were able to catch this clip of yourself on the actual camera, like on TV. So I think that's fun. It's cute. It's cool. No real major feedback there. Let's watch one more of these reels. Okay, so this is clearly some sort of like travel vlog where you're documenting, it looks like maybe a trip to Ireland or something. We need some text on the screen, basically. Instead of me having to infer and guess and assume what this reel is about, we want some sort of text on the screen instead so that we can know beyond a shadow of a doubt what the reel is about and what's going on here. So just so that we have that context, right? So make sure to add text on the screen. But anyways, congratulations again on winning, and thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much to everyone for subscribing. Hello. Hello, DJ. Hello, Gonzalez. You're so close, man, so close. Hello, Jen. Welcome in. Law Nerd, let's go. Love the Law Nerds. Love EDB, Emily D. Baker. She's awesome. Foxy Vintage. Hello, Leah. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Getting super close. Again, we are 37 subscribers away from 100K, and I won't kill the live, I promise, right when we hit 100K, I won't kill the live, but what I am going to be doing today is I'm going to be reviewing reels, I'm going to be reviewing profiles, I'm going to be giving feedback to people as long as you are subscribed and as long as you have entered to win. So again, let me pull this up. Yeah, in order to enter to win, there's a pinned link at the top of the chat. Up here at the very top of the chat, I pasted a link to a Google form. If you click on that form, you can enter in your username, and then I will put your username on this wheel of names. Oh, where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh, did I switch it? No. Where's the picker? Okay, hold on. Let me reshare the picker here. Oop, wrong button. Sorry guys. I told you this is my first. Not my first live stream, but one of my first live streams. So add source, Mac screen capture, names. Nope, that's the wrong one. Again, sorry guys. Stick with me here for just a second. I want to make sure you guys can see the list of names. So we're going to do new names. Okay, and here we go. Window capture. It should be wheel of names. Okay, yeah, there's the wheel of names. There we go. Okay, now let me make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Wheel of names. Alrighty. So I'm gonna put everyone's list. You're gonna tell your wife to subscribe right now. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're getting super close. We are at there we go. We went up 2 more, so we're 35 away. 35 subscribers away, which is pretty flipping cool. I'm super appreciative of everyone's support. But let's highlight this list of names, and we'll go through it here. I'll add them to the list. Let me add all these new names. Okay. Wheel of names. Here we go. Picker. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel said Brock's membership Instaclub is the best source there is for Instagram education. Thank you, Rachel. Carolina, congratulations. Congratulations. Let me pull up your profile here. I'll remove your name from the list, and we'll take a look. Here we go. Okay. Pull up your profile. Alrighty, let's take a look. Profile, let's see. You got your name again. We don't need to have our name 2 times. You really only need to have your name once to make it searchable. So I would remove your name from this line. And it says Mindset and Discipline Mentor. Not bad, but I worry that that's a little bit too vague and too generic for people to discover you. So I would maybe get a little bit more specific. Okay, bionic hips, RA fighter, rebuilding at 40 plus. From 0 to discipline. Gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at some of your recent reels, and I'll give you some feedback here. Oh, you guys can't see any of that. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just realized you guys couldn't see any of that. Is this? Yeah. Okay. So let me close that. Delete that. Sorry, guys. Some of my windows got a little messed up here. Remove. Okay. Let's add a new video, capture a new source. Sorry, I know you guys couldn't see. Mac screen capture. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let me pull up the right window here. There we go. Okay. Now you guys can see the right window. Okay, And now it's way too big on my screen, so let me move it around. There we go. Okay, bear with me. I told you I'm not a streamer. I ain't no Emily D. Baker. Stick with me here. Is that good? That's a little small. That's a little small. But yeah, let's make this a little bit more. There we go. And then we can make this. Hold on, hold on. Not a streamer, not a streamer. Okay, that's good enough. We'll move this over a little bit. Okay, good enough. Good enough, right? All right, let's take a look. Anyways, what I was saying is that she doesn't need to have her name here because it's already up here, so you can just have it in one spot, not both. And so I'd recommend removing it from here, and instead of just saying mindset and discipline mentor, getting a little bit more specific, giving some more details as to what her thing is, what her niche is, what she can be searched for and discovered by. But let's take a look at one of her recent reels, and I'll give some feedback. Okay, so that first piece of text was a little fast. Like the first time I saw it, I barely had time to read it. Generally speaking, my recommendation is to leave your text on the screen for long enough that it can be read out loud before it leaves the screen, right? And so this one was pretty close. Let's watch. Less than 24 hours, even that, right? Less than 24 hours. Even me already knowing what the words say, playing it again from the start, I couldn't quite read it out loud at a normal speaking volume, or normal speaking pace, I should say, before it left the screen. So that initial thing I would leave on the screen for a little bit longer. Additionally, it lacks specificity, right? It just says less than 24 hours to go. Less than 24 hours to go till what? Your first triathlon, less than 24 hours to go till you give birth, less than 24 hours to go until you get a tattoo, less than 24 hours to go until what? Right? I would instead give a more specific thing that you're heading towards. That way, as we're watching this, we can be like, oh, I'm interested. But if you make it so vague that it could really be talking about anything, that vagueness will make people confused and it will make them scroll away. Right? Instead, give them the information that they need so that they can make the decision whether or not they should stay. Because my guess is when you just say 24 hours to go, there are going to be people who are going to scroll away, but they actually would have been interested. Like if you would have told them from the start that this is 24 hours to go, I think probably until maybe like a surgery or something. Yeah, I can't read the caption. Let's see if I can zoom out a little. Yeah. My first hip replacement. Yeah, so 24 hours to go before your first hip replacement. If you said that, then people would be interested. Then people would be like, oh, this is a big thing. This is interesting. This is really dramatic. This is a major life change. What's going on? And they're more likely to watch. So let's start this over again. 24 hours to go until my first hip surgery. Hip totally locked. Again, the text was too fast. Couldn't read it out loud in the time it was on the screen. It was something like the hip bone, something locked. Hip totally locked bone on bone. I would leave that a little bit longer. And I would also, yeah, there you go. Very limited movements. I would say like I could hardly walk or I could barely move my hips or something like that. And then don't just say read the caption. We gotta stop with the read the caption reels. This is something that has become sort of an epidemic on Instagram where everyone is read the caption, read the caption, read the caption. We gotta make sure to put our content in the reel itself. Put our education in the reel itself rather than just saying read the caption. Because people are on Instagram to consume visual content, to look at photos, to watch reels, to consume stories. And so when you're like read the caption, you are intentionally oftentimes cutting yourself off and forcing people to kind of like read the disclaimer, right? It would be like if a movie, imagine you went to the movies and 2/3 of the way through the movie just ended and it was like, go to the director's website and read the fine print. Or if it was like, attached to your seat is a description of how the movie ends. No, I'm going to the movies because I want to watch a movie, right? I'm going to the movies because I want to consume visual content. I'm going on Instagram because I want to consume visual content. And so there's nothing wrong with a caption. I want to say that. There's nothing wrong with writing a long caption. There's nothing wrong with giving more information in the caption. There's nothing wrong with giving background or details or or explanation. There's nothing even necessarily wrong with writing a long caption. The issue becomes when we cut ourselves off and intentionally truncate our reels and make our reels shorter than they would otherwise be, and then we're like, read the caption, right? This is something that was very effective in 2024, and so it became very, very popular. But what's happened over time is two things. Number one, the algorithm has gotten smarter. And so the algorithm knows you're just trying to trick people. The algorithm knows, hey, just because someone watched your reel 3 times, that's not 3 views, that's just 1 viewer, right? Additionally, and more importantly, the audience matters more than the algorithm. Your audience is more important than the algorithm. And so when you create these reels that are like 6 seconds long and then they say read the caption, as we've already talked about, it's not the best consumer experience. It's not the best audience experience. And so you frustrate your audience. You annoy your audience. And when that happens, people scroll away, they disengage, and they're less likely to come back. So if I were you, what I would change about this reel is I would include some more clips, some more B-roll, some more background, and I would thus make the reel longer, right? Like right now it's probably 6 seconds long. Make it longer, but then that also gives you more space and more time to take the text that you would have written in the caption and write it on the actual reel so that I can consume it on the actual reel. And guess what? It can still be in the caption as well, because there are some people who they just want to read the caption. They want that extra information. So it's totally fine to do that, but just make the reel longer. Does that make sense? I want to make sure. Is everyone on the same page with that? Cool? Sound good? Yeah? Okay. Alrighty. Well, we're going to pick another name here. Again, all you have to do to have your name picked is click on the link at the top of the chat. At the top of the chat, there should be a pinned link to a Google form where you can insert your Instagram profile, and it's limit 1 per person. That's why you have to put in your email. It's not because there's any sort of email marketing or anything like that. Don't worry. But I will be picking your name randomly, and we just did. I want to make sure her name is. We just did Carolina, so I'm going to make sure that her name is removed from the list here. There we go. And I will grab all the rest of the names. Last few seconds, if you want to insert your name, again, just click the link at the top of the chat, put in your Instagram username, and I'll put it into the random wheel of names, and I'll select some people to have their reel reviewed next. Cool. Alrighty, let me pull this up, putting everyone's names in now. Here we go, here we are. There is the picker. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see. Stony Lonesome Photography. All right, Stony Lonesome Photography. Let's take a look at your Instagram profile here. I will pull it up and give you some feedback, give you my thoughts. And again, if you want to be entered in to win next, all you have to do is click on the link at the top of the chat, paste in your Instagram username, and then I will pick someone randomly from there to go next. And right now we got Stony Lonesome. Here we go. Stony Lonesome Photography. Let's take a look. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, because we are at 99,968, which means we are 32 away. 32 subscribers away from 100K. So let me pull it up. I see some people who are saying pull up my YouTube. I can totally do that. Maybe just if you want me to check out your YouTube channel. Again, I said this earlier, I'm not a YouTube expert. But if you would like me to take a look at your YouTube channel and give you my thoughts and my feedback there, because I have picked up a few tips and tricks as we've been growing my channel, then just when you submit the form, which again, the form is at the top of the chat, over here. When you submit the form, just type -YT after your username. So type I would type build your tribe -YT so that you can check out YouTube. Oh, thank you. You're subscribing. I appreciate that. You don't have the link? The link's at the top of the chat. The link it's the pinned link at the very top of the chat. So at the very top of the chat, it says build your tribe, and it will say something ... Yeah. Yo, you couldn't see your name on the wheel? Your name is on the wheel, DJ. As long as you submitted your name, it should be on the wheel. Yeah, you're on there. I can see that you're on there. Yep, I can see your list. Your name is on the list, so you're on there. Don't worry. As soon as you submit that form, your name automatically goes on the list. But let's review Stony Lonesome Photography. I like the profile. I would just change this right here. Because you already have Stony Lonesome Photography as your handle, right? This is your username. You don't need to also have it as your Instagram name. Instead, we want to put searchable keywords. We don't want to have Stony Lonesome Photography twice. So what I would recommend is like Western photographer in Southern Michigan or something like that. Or because it seems like that's kind of like your style, your thing. Because he says you capture families, seniors, equine, pets, sports, vehicles. First of all, I would say that that's kind of abroad. And I know that as a photographer, you can shoot all of those things, but it's very likely that people are going to hire you probably for like equine or sports or something like that, or maybe even family portraits, and probably not vehicle stuff, just from like looking at your page, right? Like I doubt very many people are going to be like, oh man, that's such an awesome, hilarious photo that she took of a donkey. Let me also have her shoot my car, right? So maybe I would take out some of the things on this line and get a little bit more specific, a little bit more niche down, if you will. And more importantly, on this line, which is your searchable name line, that's where I would include Southern Michigan or Southwest Michigan, or maybe even like, that's not really Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids more like Western Michigan, right? I'm not super familiar with my Michigan geography. But maybe even just like Michigan. Maybe you just want to do like Michigan Western style photographer or Western style photographer in Michigan, something like that. A little bit more searchable, but let's take a look at some of these reels. Funny, this is a very popular trend, very funny trend where it's like, it's kind of like a play on the end of like Transformers movies, right? Where like the main character, everyone thinks they're dead, but then right as the beat drops, it's like revealed like, oh, they're actually alive, right? They actually survived this thing. And so this is a very funny trend using this Linkin Park song. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed from spring photography. I would say that this specific clip is a little hard to read. Hi, do you have any availability for senior photo sessions? I would just maybe zoom in a little bit more, or like temporarily change your phone's lock screen so we can see that text message a little bit more clearly. It's kind of hard to see as it currently is, and yet this text is so important for understanding what the reel is about. But overall, it's funny, it's a great trend, and I like it. So let's watch another reel. Funny, relatable, because it's again, it's kind of like a this versus that. There's a bit of tension that is building as we're like, ooh, what's the second half going to be? It's very clear to anyone who views this that because of the ... and because of just the way the first sentence is written, that there's going to be a second half, right? The girl who takes your photos, and this trend is like, this is me all put together, and this is me not put together. What I would just say is like, let's over exaggerate this second clip a little bit. Like this second clip, you just look like someone sitting at a computer, right? Like it doesn't look that bad. And this trend performs better the more stark the difference is. And this first clip of you is such a like cool, professional Western headshot. You got the camera, you got the cowgirl hat, you got all that, which is awesome. But then the second clip is like, it's not the polar opposite, right? It's just like you sitting at a desk. Okay, cool. But if it was like, maybe we scoot the camera back a little bit, and instead you're like super hunched over. You know, there's like the classic memes about like how photographers and videographers and editors, they like sit at the computer and they're all hunched over. Like I was doing it yesterday. I think that if you like kind of over dramatize that, maybe you even like mess up your hair a little bit, or you like maybe put your glasses on a little bit of a tilt, something like that to really look disheveled. I think that would drive home the contrast more, and it would be funnier and more likely to perform well. Cool? Awesome. Let's go. Let's do another one. Gotcha. So because this is an enter in person thing, it's only really relevant to people who are in that area. And so for that reason, this is the sort of post that would make a lot more sense on stories, because someone who follows you already is likely in your case, living near you, or they know you already, or they've done a session with you already, and so they're more likely to want to enter into this. Also, because this post is, oh no, it's still relevant because it's not till May 25th. I would create a way for people to enter not in person. So I would say like win a free family mini photo session. Let's even get a little bit more concise with that language. Win a free mini photo session or win a free mini session, right? It's understood that you're a photographer. So maybe we just make that a little bit more concise, this headline. But then instead of just like enter in person, what if it was like comment a specific keyword to enter or click the link in my bio to enter? Or what if there was some way that we could actually enter on Instagram? That way we would be more likely to actually engage on Instagram. Make sense? Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, let's pick another winner. Again, all you have to do to enter in to win, to have either your Reels reviewed, your profile reviewed, or your YouTube reviewed, I guess, is subscribe. Which, like, we're so flipping close. We're 30 away now. We're 30 subscribers away from 100K. So make sure you're subscribed. I can see there's some people in the chat who are not subscribed. I can see that. We got some lurkers in the chat who are not subscribed, so make sure that you're subscribed. And then just click on the pinned link. At the very top of the chat, you will see that there's a pinned message from me, from Build Your Tribe. And in that message, there is a link. Click the link, and then you can submit your username, and you can enter in to be randomly selected to win next. Cool? Rachel said, y'all realize it's thousands of dollars to get one-on-one coaching with Brock, yet you can get some of his personalized attention here today. So cool. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's true. Like when I sell one-on-one coaching, which is not often, when I do make myself available for one-on-one coaching, it's something that usually costs a couple hundred at least, if not a couple $1,000. And it's not something that I offer to the public very regularly or very often, but I love doing stuff like this where I can give away little coaching segments and little reel reviews and little profile audits and stuff like that, so that we can, just give back, right? So anyways, I appreciate that, Rachel. Gotcha. So Showrooms PR said your account got deleted for no reason and you just want your account back. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing that I can do to give you your account back. I don't work for Instagram. Instagram is full of glitches. Instagram is full of bugs and malfunctions. And so unfortunately, sometimes Instagram just messes up and they delete accounts wrongfully. And that is unfortunate, but that just happens sometimes. And there's nothing really that I can do, unfortunately, to remove that. So let's make sure that Stony Island is removed from our list. I will select all of the names again, and we will go. The most recent names added to the list, just so y'all know, if you're in the chat, the most recent names are Cleaning the Nest, High Value Men, Evolved, officially Zoe R, maybe, if I'm saying that right, Messy Little Foodie. So those are the most recent names. I will put your names on the wheel of names and we'll randomly select somebody to win. Okay? Cool, here we go. I don't want anyone to get combative in the chat. I saw someone say like, don't break the rules and you won't be deleted. Sometimes you don't break the rules and you are deleted. Sometimes Instagram just deletes people's accounts for no reason. So no reason to get on anyone, no reason to blame anyone, blame the victim here. Sometimes Instagram just deletes accounts wrongfully. That happens. Thank you. Oksar said I take it back. Yeah, no worries, but that does happen all the time. So anyways, let's pick who is going to win next. Oh, and thank you, Lisa. Lisa said, your interview with the head of Instagram was amazing. I appreciate that. All right, we're closing in on 100K subscribers. Let's spin that wheel and see who's going to win next. Our next winner is, One Tree Nutrition. One Tree Nutrition, which by the way, if any of y'all, you see me pick your name, so like One Tree Nutrition, who I just picked, if at any point I pick someone's name and you're like, oh, wait, I want you to review my YouTube, then just say that, because I'm going to assume that everyone here wants me to review their Instagram, but I know there are some of you here who want me to review your YouTube instead. So if I do pick you, then you can say YouTube. But for now, we'll stick with Instagram, and I'll assume that you want me to review your Instagram. So let's take a look. One Tree Nutrition, endometriosis and pelvic pain nutritionist. Awesome, very searchable, love it. I help high-achieving women who are tired of pelvic pain, flare-ups, and bloat ruining their social life. Cool. Okay. Heal your gut and hormones, free consult. Nice. Okay. Like your profile picture. It's very easy to see. Let's review some of your recent reels.
Part 6 of my excision surgery experience. This isn't so much about prep for going for surgery as in just kind of like...
So the only thing that I would say initially from your hook is let's get a little bit more specific, right?
There's a moment. Part 6 of my excision surgery.
I would like excision of what? Because of course, if I just read your bio, then I can assume that it's endometriosis excision, right? But we have to assume that most of our viewers are strangers. Most of the people consuming our content are strangers. And so just make sure that you add that context at the beginning of your reel so that if a stranger were to see your reel, it would make sense to them, right? Yeah. Okay, let's sorry, I was reading the chat real quick. Let's keep watching. So maybe instead of just saying part 6 of my
excision surgery.
Part 6 of my excision surgery, part 6 of my endo excision surgery, or part 6 of my endometriosis excision surgery, something like that, just to give us a little bit more context. But I do like, here's something I like that a lot of you are making this mistake recently, but she is not, is the text on the screen up here is the same as the text she's saying. I think a mistake that a lot of people have been making, I've been seeing a lot more recently, is they'll put a text like title or some sort of text headline hook on the screen, and they'll say a different text. So the text will say like 3 tips for being a better rock climber. And they'll be like, if I were to start over my rock climbing today, here's 3 things I would do differently. Well, you just said 2 different things. The text up here is different than the text I'm reading. And so I don't know what I should hear, what I should listen to. I don't know what I should pay attention to. And so just as she did, which she did a great job of, make sure that the text on the screen and the text you're saying makes sense. Okay.
Experience. This isn't so much about prep for going for surgery as in...
I like that the mic is attached to a spatula. It's cute, it's funny, it's not so serious. It's kind of like a visual hook. I will say it's a little bit of a gimmicky visual hook, and right, it's a little silly, it's lighthearted, it's fun. I think something that would be more powerful is instead of just using a spatula, what if we used some sort of prop that was related to what you post about? So if you were like a nutritionist or you were a recipe creator, use a spatula as your fake prop microphone. But for you, maybe you're going to use a little like plushie of a like anatomical diagram, right? Or maybe I'm looking to see if there's like any other props you could use. You know, you're a flute player. So maybe you're like gonna use the flute, and it's gonna be a way that people are like, what is that thing that she's holding? But it's gonna be a way that you can show off a little bit more of your personal brand and bring in like a little bit about you. But I think that would be better than just kind of like the random spatula. But let's keep going.
Excision surgery experience. This isn't so much about prep for going for surgery as in just kind of like a mindset thing that I was working through at this time. I think the big...
Okay, so that whole sentence, I'm like, what are we talking about? Let me know in the chat if you felt the same way. That whole second sentence, I was like, what? Like, I'm kind of lost. And I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, well, if you watched part 1 through part 5, then this part 6 would make sense. But unfortunately, that's an unrealistic expectation on social media. It's just unrealistic. Like if this was a movie, sure, then maybe you would say like, hey, or a book, hey, the book 6 is going to make a lot more sense if you read book 1 through 5. But still, even if you started reading Harry Potter at book 6, even if you started watching Star Wars at the 6th movie, you can still follow along. There might be some like little details you miss. There might be some like, oh, I didn't know that was that guy's uncle, right? But you could still enjoy it. Whereas for this, I'm watching the second sentence and I'm like, wait, what are we talking about? I'm a little lost. Let's start it over though.
There's a moment. Part 6 of my excision surgery experience. This isn't so much about prep for going for surgery as in...
You said, so this isn't so much about, what isn't so much? I'm confused. What isn't so much?
In just kind of like a mindset thing that I was working through at this time. I think the biggest fear that I had going into surgery was
So I would just start with that sentence. Like immediately before I even finish this third clip, I can tell you that this third clip gives me a lot more context and makes a lot more sense. So if it was like, part 6 of my endo-excision surgery experience, and then you cut right into, I think my biggest fear was,
what if they don't find anything?
right? Now I can relate. Now I can understand what you're talking about. And I think that would just give me a lot more context to keep watching.
I had been gaslit so many times, gaslighting myself. I was really starting to question. I'm like, okay, maybe all this pain that I'm experiencing truly is all in my head. I had to settle within myself of like, okay, if they don't find anything and I wake up and I hear like, yep, everything.
This is very authentic, very vulnerable. I appreciate that.
And I'd come to the point of like, okay, if they
I also like that you're having like little cuts between sentences. It's not just like one super long run-on clip. I'm sure that there were like times where you paused or where you were like, what do I want to say next? Or where you even just went like, and you took that breath in between long sentences. And so I'm glad that you cut all that out. That's nice.
don't find anything to be
Also, these closed captions are pretty good. They're pretty easy to read. It has like the purple background, which is on brand for you. So pretty good.
so proud of myself for advocating for my health. Long story short, they did find a lot going on. I would love to know what some of your fears are surrounding surgery or what some of your fears were going into surgery.
So here's my feedback on that call to action. I love that you just got so vulnerable, but you just asked a lot of your followers. You just asked them to tell you their fears. That's a very personal, very authentic, very scary thing to share. And so I would ask for a much lower level of engagement. If you had, like you got 1,600 followers, if you had 16,000 or 160,000 or 1.6 million, like if you had a massive community, then sure, you could ask the question like, tell me what your fears were, because you're pulling from a big enough pool of people that there's going to be enough of those outliers, even just like 1% of those people who are willing to share their fears and who are willing to get vulnerable and to share those things. And then everyone else can like look at and read through and engage, and then it would inspire more. Right? Like if you had 100,000 followers and you had 1% of those followers, well then cool, you just had 100 people share, right? That'd be an insane amount. And then because you had 100 people share their fears, other people feel more bold and they feel more confident in sharing their own. But because your following is still in its growth stage, or you still have 1,600 followers and you're still working on expanding your audience, I would start with a lower level of engagement first, or you could think of it this way, an easier form of engagement. Right? So maybe just ask them to like this post if they can relate, right? Because then they're able to say, wow, like I really connect with her. That's really authentic. I appreciate her sharing. I really relate. But they can do something that helps you, but it's very, very easy for them to do. They just double tap, right? It's not necessarily even that public. No one else is theoretically going to know. It's just a like, but that like will help your post reach more people, which helps you grow. And then in turn, weeks or months from now, once you've grown, you can ask the more vulnerable, authentic, genuine, question. Cool? Okay, awesome. Let's see who's next, and let's see how many subscribers we are at now. We are at 99,976, which means we are 24. Shout out Kobe. 24 left. That's exciting. All right, we're gonna pick our next winner. Our next winner of either a profile review or reel review, or possibly even a YouTube channel review. Again, if I pick your name and you were like, oh wait, Brock, I want you to do my YouTube channel, then just say that. Just say that so that I know before I start looking at your YouTube. But I'm gonna assume that everyone else here wants me to take a look at their YouTube. And I saw Tay was in here. Hey, hi honey. I don't know if you're still here, but anyways, we're gonna pick someone who's next. All you have to do to enter and to win is tap on the link at the top of the chat. At the top of the chat, there is a pinned message with a link to a Google form, so you can submit your Instagram username, and I will pick someone from that list to go next. But our last winner was One Tree, so I'm going to make sure to take One Tree off of that list. And we are up to 44 people on the list. The most recent names on the list are Jeffin the Marketer, Burn Your Tongue, which is a funny username. Oh, and you do sauces? That's awesome. And BYT Sauces, that's fun because BYT is also the acronym for our channel here, Build Your Tribe. Then we got Albert, we got the Aditi Space, and we got Tanya Daniels. All right, so those are our most recent names, but I'm going to select everyone from the list. We got over 45 names now. So let me make sure I got everyone selected here. Okay, yeah, all right, got everyone selected. Let's put you all into this wheel of names and spin that wheel, shall we? All right, picker. Now here's the thing. I was going to, for today's stream, let's do this. I was going to like use my second monitor here, but I was torn because like this, when I face this direction, I have better lighting because I have like 2 windows and I have my big light behind my camera. When I'm at my desk there, the lighting's not as good, but then I have like a second monitor, so like it's easier for me for streaming purposes because I can see everything easier. Pros and cons. But I prioritized you guys today. I prioritized your viewing experience. Oh, and we went up some more. We're 21 away. Thank you. If you're watching and you're not subscribed already, make sure that you hit subscribe. But anyways, I'm gonna pick someone from the list, and we'll get going. Almost high value men, but instead we got officially Zoe R. Hope I said your name right. Again, I know I'm going to butcher a lot of names today, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to pull up, let's see. I bet on her profile, yep, it's Zoe, official Zoe R. All right, so Zoe, let's take a look at your profile. And let me rename this. Let's say Insta. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Official Zoe R. Zoe, mum life, laughs, and no filter. Not really searchable. Kind of generic, kind of vague. No offense, Zoe, but I would say 75% of the moms on the planet right now are posting mom life on their Instagram. They're posting mom life, laughs, and no filter. So let's get a little bit more specific. Let's figure out what that specific thing is that you can help people with, the specific kind of community that you can generate or attract, the specific problem you're going to be solving, something like that, so that people can find you a little bit easier and know why they're clicking on your page. But with that being said, let's take a look at some of your recent reels. I'm going to guess we're going to have quite a bit of memes, a lighthearted humor, kind of like that first profile we looked at.
Just come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give. I want it. I kinda like it when you call me.
Funny, relatable. I like the setup. There's kind of like that tension building. There was a reason to watch till the end because you're like, why does this always happen? And we're like, oh, it's gonna happen. We're like waiting for it. I like that each of these clips is following the 2-second rule. The 2-second rule is that when you have a cut every 2 seconds or so in your content, it helps us visually stay stimulated. So let's watch and count. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. I think you did cut 1. Yeah, so great. You've definitely followed the 2-second rule. Love it. It's relatable. It's funny. I wouldn't change a thing. Nice.
Started running, I ignored a knee injury. When I first started running, I ignored a knee injury.
So this was an example of that mistake that we talked about with the last reel that we were looking at, the last accounts reel, which is that the text that you're saying is different than the text on the screen. So right now you're talking about when I first started running, but then there's this text that says, this mistake kept me stuck when I first started running. So either, you have a few options. Either say this text, right? Like either say the actual words, this mistake kept me stuck when I got started. And let me move this because I think, yeah, let's move this over here. There we go. Because I think you guys were seeing like a double mouse thing. Okay, yeah. So either change this text or say this text. And then the third thing I would recommend, regardless of which one you do, whether you change it, delete it, or say it, make it bigger because it's very small right now. It's very hard to read.
First started running, I ignored a knee injury. I tried to push through, but with rest and the right stretches, I got to run my 10k. When I first started running, I ignored a knee injury. I tried to push through, but with rest and the right stretches, I got to run my 10k.
Give us more to this story. I think give us more to this story because it feels like this story was like so fast. It was over before it got started. Like I didn't really feel the challenge that you were facing. It was like when I first started running, I had a struggle, so I did some stretches and I felt better. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, give me some more detail. Right? Like maybe you're going to give me background about how like you had been wanting to start running for X number of months, or it was your New Year's resolution, or you've been wanting to do it for years, but you had chronic knee pain that was so bad you couldn't even walk. Like give us some more details, right? It's those details that allow us to connect with you better. To say it another way, relatability comes from specificity. So if you give us more specific details in your storytelling, it allows the mirror neurons in our minds to fire. It allows us to thus relate with you more, connect to your story more, empathize with you, and see ourselves literally in your running shoes. And then that will make us more engaged with your content, right? So include those details, include that background into your storytelling, just so we can understand it more.
Mom,
Oh, sorry, I thought it was muted because it was so quiet at the beginning.
Mom, where's the remote? It's right there next to you. Oh, thanks.
Funny, relatable mom humor. What I will say is, at the beginning, you already told us the punchline, right? You said he didn't even look, and there's this kind of like pause.
Mom.
And so that first scene, I'm like, he didn't even look? Who didn't look? I'm watching a woman on my screen, but it says he didn't look. I'm confused. So if instead the text said like, every teenage boy ever, or the text said like, point of view, you're a teenage boy, or point of view, you're a boy who's 14 years old, something like that, right? Point of view, you are my son, something like that. Then it's like, it's funny, it's relatable. You're labeling the character, and then we are able to watch the scene unfold. Okay, because it's funny. It's a funny joke. I think just the setup was a little bit off there. Cool, awesome. Well, I appreciate you for entering, and let's see where we're at. 981. So we're 19 away. 19 away. Cool. That's super exciting. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Alrighty, make sure that you're subscribed, because I do see that there's, I think 7 is my number right now. 7 people who are in the chat, who are watching live right now, who are not subscribed. So if that's you, hit subscribe, please. Consider it. Because every single week here on the YouTube channel, I am putting out free educational advice, tips, strategies, stories to help you grow your small business or brand on social media. Of course, the majority of my episodes are about Instagram, but we did do one a few weeks ago about YouTube. We did one a few months ago about TikTok, and we have some more coming up in the near future about some other platforms and about some non-platform specific tips. We have some episodes coming up about using AI. We have some episodes coming up about image generators. We have some episodes coming up about storytelling. So definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. But super appreciate all of you, and I know basically everyone who I'm seeing who's chatting is subscribed. So Rachel, I appreciate you. DJ, I appreciate you. We got Rashida, yeah, Zoe, yeah, we just reviewed your profile. Leah, thank you for that. Alrighty, let's pick another name from the list of names, and we'll review some more profiles. So again, all you have to do to make sure that you are entered in to win is click on the link at the top of the chat, and I will put your name into a random name generator, or I guess random name picker. We're not generating the names, we're picking the names. Yeah, we'll go from there. We'll pick someone, we'll review your profile or your reels or your stories or your YouTube channel or whatever you may want. But here is the wheel of names. We're gonna spin that wheel. Thank you, Manny, I appreciate that. Thank you. And Dr. Sam, appreciate you as well. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see who's gonna win next. Our next winner is it going to be Nurse or Duck Soup? Duck Soup Aperture. Aperture, yeah. My brain went to entrepreneur. My brain was like, Duck Soup Entrepreneur? What an interesting business, Duck Soup Entrepreneur. All right, let's take a look at Duck Soup's profile here. And again, I'm going to assume that we're reviewing your YouTube channel, or excuse me, your Instagram page. If you would instead like me to review your YouTube channel or something like that, just let me know in the chat. And we're getting close. This side, 19 away. 19 away. I'm also getting close to remembering which side is which, but we're getting close. Oh, I love that. Stian Thunder said, you inspired me to start a daily challenge, and I love it. I love hearing that. That is so awesome. I've been seeing a lot of daily challenges popping up on my feed recently on Instagram, and they make me really happy. I saw one that was really great. I forget the guy's name, and so I'm so sorry. I'm sure I could look it up. I'll look it up right now and find it for you. But he is doing a daily series where he is helping, I love how specific this niche is, Pokemon content creators, which, like, we say that's a specific niche, and it is, but Pokemon is the biggest media franchise in the world, which is crazy when you think about it. And there's so many different kinds of content creators. There's Nuzlockers, there's VGC, there's the card game, there's plushies, there's the video game for streaming, not for like competitive. There's so many layers within Pokemon, but what was his name? Oh, I gotta sort by latest. And so he's doing like a daily series where he's educating Pokemon content creators, which I thought was super, super cool. And I was like, oh, and he follows me. So his stuff came up on my page or on my feed because I'm a Pokemon nerd. Brian Boss or Boss. Boss Entertainment is his handle. I don't know if this will focus for y'all. Will this focus? Focus. I don't think this will focus, but BAUS Entertainment is his handle. Brian Boss, check him out. He's awesome. He's on day, I was just checking, he's on day 60, oh no, day 38, or 39, day 39. I think today might be day 40. So anyways, let's take a look at Duck Soup, shall we? Let's take a look. Okay, so we got name, visual storyteller, and photographer. I don't love visual storyteller. I like photographer because that's specific, right? That's something that someone would be looking up. I don't think very many people are searching visual storyteller, so I might recommend using some searchable keywords there instead of visual storyteller. So let's take a look at one of your reels. So like I mentioned earlier, we want to add text onto the screen so that we can understand what it is we're looking at. Because otherwise, I just followed you. Right? Let's assume I just followed you because I'm like, oh, I love your photography, and I'm looking at some of these like flowers and like more natural stuff. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then this pops up on my feed. I'm probably not going to engage with it because I'm like, what kind of like mixed martial arts is this? I don't really know. Why am I looking at this? What am I looking at? What is going on? But instead, if there was some text labeling what it is I'm looking at, why I should care, why I'm looking at it, that would be more interesting. In a post the other day, let me pull this up really quick. I gave a bunch of different reasons why a stranger might be interested I think it might have been this one. Yeah, so this is a list of reasons why a stranger might be interested in stopping their scroll and watching your posts, right? Is there something surprising? Is there something relatable? Controversial? Is there something that makes them curious? Is there something that is emotional? Is there some sense of like urgency, or is this news, or is there some sort of like mystery or mysterious aspect? And when I start watching this reel, you've given me no context, no text on screen, so I don't know if there's any curiosity or suspense or urgency or anything to care about, anything emotional in this content. Instead, it's kind of just like a slideshow of some photos you took recently, right? So unless these photos are going to speak for themselves, because maybe there's like a guy being flipped on his back, or there's like a guy, this is probably an over-exaggeration that would never happen, a guy biting someone else's ear, or like, something crazy like that, then I'm like, oh, I really want to keep watching. Otherwise, it's just a collection of photos, right?
They say you can take your home.
This is a collab with this other page, so I'm going to skip this one, skip this one, skip this one, skip this one. Oh, these are a lot. So let's skip to this one. Okay. So this was a very popular trend, and it probably was trending when you posted it back on April 15th. Very popular trend, but the point of this trend, and I'm sure some of you have seen this before, is like it's a seamless transition from this original, from you into the scene from this show. So let me see if I can find an example. See if I can I click on the audio here? Oh, it was an original audio. Oh, no, it worked. So let me show you an example here.
I said, ooh, come on, baby, turn the light.
That didn't transition. Maybe one of these.
I said,
Is anyone gonna do it right? Come on, somebody do it right. Somebody do it right. Somebody do this right. Why is everyone just doing this with just a blue face? I'm confused. This is not how you do the trend. You guys know the trend, right? You guys saw this trend, right? It was like you start with the video of yourself and you're like maybe looking at your phone, or you're like getting some sort of news, or someone's telling you something, and then you kind of close your eyes and do a little shimmy back and forth, and then it's supposed to cut to this video from, I don't know what TV show or movie this was, where he's like at a nightclub and he's dancing, he's surrounded by all these people, but he's just in his own world because he's so happy. That was the trend. But we lose that trend when it just starts with him dancing on the screen and he's like cut out, kind of cropped awkwardly down here, right? He's got these rectangular edges where he's not like against any of the borders of the screen. He's just kind of like floating here. And we have the text that kind of like zooms onto the screen, how it feels to see your hard work being shown at a gallery. I would instead, and you can totally do this again, like there's nothing stopping you from reusing this trend, even though this trend is outdated. Just take a video of yourself, selfie style on your phone, and like look around, and then close your eyes and start doing the little like shimmy back and forth dance. And then cut to the video, to this original video of him dancing. And then you can add the text that's like, me when my art is being shown at a gallery, or me when my photography is finally being shown at a gallery, something like that, or me walking around a gallery full of my own art, right? I think that would be more relatable and easier to understand. I understand the blue face was a filter, but the original transition was better. Exactly, Gonzalez. All right, cool. Let's see who is next. Let's see who's next. I'm going to pick another person to have their account looked at here. Again, all you have to do is click on, excuse me, the link pinned at the top of the chat. How long have we been live for? I don't even know. Like an hour? Oh yeah, because we started at noon Mountain Time. So we've been live for an hour and 15 minutes. And we're closing in on, let's see how many subscribers we have. 99,988. So we're 12 away. Hit that subscribe button. I promise I won't kill the live the second we hit 100K. So I don't want, I'm doing this daily reel reviews on my Instagram. And people are like, I don't want to follow you because once I follow you, then you're one closer to not doing reel reviews anymore. I'll still do reel reviews. I'll still stay live with y'all even when we hit 100K subs. We're super close. Super close. We are at 99,989. So we're 11 away, which is my lucky number. We are 11 away. It's the John Hamm trend. Thank you for that. Someone in the chat said John Hamm trend. That was the last trend that we were looking at. So if you want to like look up the trend to find inspiration or to find the original videos, ooh, we just went up one more. We're 10 away. I bet you, how many people do we have watching live right now? I bet you. So we have 52 people watching live. I bet of the 52 of you watching live, I bet there's at least 10 who are not subscribed. So if you click on that subscribe button, we're gonna get there. We're super close. But if you want to enter in to have your reel reviewed, your profile reviewed, even your YouTube reviewed potentially, just click on the link that's pinned at the top of the chat and you can enter in your username. How many do we currently have? Let's see. We have over 50. We have 54. So that means at least some people have entered in their username and then they've left the chat, which probably makes sense because we got some people who have already been reviewed. So I understand if you leave the chat after you have been reviewed. I hope, even for those of you who haven't been reviewed today, who haven't been one of the lucky winners, I hope you've still learned something. I hope you have still had some sort of takeaway, aha moment. Let me know in the chat if there has been. Let me know in the chat what your aha moment. Oh, we lost one. Someone unsubscribed. We're going backwards. Okay. Anyways, let me know in the chat what your biggest aha moment has been today, your biggest takeaway, lesson learned, and I'll read a few of them if any of them are standouts. But yeah, while you are typing that, I will spin the wheel and we'll pick our next winner. All right, our next winner is Life with with Opie and Fire. Oh, with Opie and Fireball. Oh boy, where are we going with this? Let's pull up your username. Or let's pull up your profile. That username scares me a little bit. I don't know what we're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. Instagram is like a box of chocolates. These are cats. Opie and Fireball are cats. So let's take a look at Opie and Fireball's profile. I was a little scared because I was like, oh boy, where are we going with this? Opie and Fireball are these super cute cats. So let's take a look. First of all, everything in your profile looks set up correctly. Very easy to read username, even though it took me a second. Opie and Fireball, cat parent lifestyle. I like it. Cat care tips, stress-free training, enrichment, humor, Florida. You got your email and links. Cool. All right, let's take a look at some of your recent reels. So the audio didn't match the video. My boy cat, right? And it's peaceful, and your boy cat is kind of just licking his paw, and then it cuts to my girl cat. And at first I was like, ooh, is the cat about to spaz out? Is the cat about to pounce? But the cat, she never did. And I'm gonna guess this is Fireball based off her color. She never moved, right? So it's almost like these two things should be reversed. Like I can infer based off of body language that like she's about to pounce. She looks very alert, but like I want to see her actually being crazy. I want to see her energy matching the energy of the audio.
Here's some tips that I use to get my cats in their carriers. I keep the carrier.
I like it. Simple, good hook, very self-explanatory. Let's keep watching.
Here's some tips that I use to get my cat.
And we have a great visual of like you with the high five and your cat. And so there's like a little bit of like, you're waiting for the cat to high five. You're also seeing a human, at least a human hand and a cat at the beginning. So I think that's great.
Cats in their carriers. I keep the carriers out year round so that they're familiar with them.
Just on a personal note, love that idea.
I move the carriers a day or two early so it's not suspicious the day of. I close all the doors in the house while they're eating so they can't disappear. I play classical music all morning just to keep them calm. I start about 30 minutes early to make sure we have plenty of time, and I use a high value treat to guide them in. These tips really do make it stress-free for us, and I'd love to hear any tips that you guys have.
I like it. It's very simple. It's very peaceful. It's very easy to understand. It's very educational.
Here's some tips that I use.
One thing that I will say is I believe, and I kind of zoned out at the very, very end, so I might have missed your call to action. But I believe you said, let me know what tips you have.
While they're eating so they can't disappear. I play classical music all morning just to keep them calm. I start about 30 minutes early to make sure we have plenty of time, and I use a high value treat to guide them in. These tips really do make it stress-free for us, and I'd love to hear any tips that you guys have.
I'd love to hear any tips you guys have. So again, you have a bigger audience, right? You have 3,300 followers, so you have double the audience size of what we talked about earlier, and you have quite an engaged audience, 28 comments, 37 comments. So I don't hate asking your audience to share their own tips. However, what I fear is asking your audience to share their own tips could create a situation where you're generating a community of other cat trainers and other pet behavioral experts and things like that, when what I'm assuming you want is the opposite. You want the students, right? You want the people who want to learn from you. And so instead, again, I don't hate this call to action, but maybe instead of asking people for their tips and what's worked for them, you could ask them to save this post for the next time they're traveling with their cat, or send this post back to themselves so it's easy to find in the future, or even something as simple as just like this post if you learned something new. Or if you wanted to stick with a comment-based call to action, maybe you could say, let me know in the comments if your cats hate the carrier, or let me know in the comments, have you ever, or how often do you travel with your cat? Something like that, where it's still maybe related to the video, but it's less making them the expert and more letting them kind of just share their own background. Funny, simple. Is something gonna happen? No, okay, so it kind of went on a little longer than I would have wanted, because there was a few moments where I was like, is something gonna happen? But then nothing really happened. And so it's creating this open door loop. It's this loop where there's not a payoff, where I, as the viewer, I'm like, is something gonna happen, something dramatic? And then it's like, oh, nothing crazy happened, right? The silliness, the cuteness, the funniness was the very beginning, reading the text. And then I didn't even notice this till like the third time I watched it, but the little light down here changed from green to red. So like maybe you like zoom in on that, or maybe you add a sound effect that's like like a wrong answer sound effect in the background, just to kind of over dramatize what's going on here. And just in general, I think the video might have been a little bit longer than I would have hoped, just because, again, it kind of created that open loop. No, not your best one. That's okay. That's okay. We reviewed a few of your other ones that were pretty dang good. All right, we're still 11 away. We were 10 away, but then someone unsubscribed. But let's read through some of these big takeaways. By the way, if you're here and you're not already subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. These are great. Seeing so many different types of reels and hearing your critiques, super helpful. Appreciate that, Suzanne. Is there anything that's like stood out? Anything that's specifically that you're going to take away and implement into your own content? Let me know. My biggest takeaway is that I have to start a daily challenge for my brands. What suggestions do you have if I have no idea how to start doing it and for how long I should do it? I would start, first of all, it starts with what your niche is. Like if you don't have a clear niche, it's going to be really tough to come up with a daily series or a challenge. So start with what your niche is. And then I did I think I've done an entire YouTube video about this topic. If not, I'll add it to my notes. Entire YouTube video about daily challenges. I'll do an entire video. No, I don't think I have done an entire video just dedicated to that topic, but I'll do that in the near future because I do think that would be helpful. But it starts with your niche. Let's see. How do you build a faceless brand that's still personal and human? You don't. Unfortunately, it's really tough to be a human and to let people get to know you personally if they don't know who you are and they never get to see you. It's really, really tough. Maybe I shouldn't have put my name on this list. I just recently actually started trying to grow on Insta, still learning. My content is nowhere near up to par. That's okay. We're all at different stages of our journey. We're all at different stages of our growth. I mean, I could show you guys my YouTube videos from, I will. Let's pull up one of my YouTube videos from 15 years ago. Let me find one of these. Oop. Let me find one of my super old YouTube videos from like 15 years ago that are still online. Let me play this for you guys, which is serendipitous because we're at 99,991. So we're now 9 away, which is the closest we have been. But real quick, I'll play for you guys. This is one of my YouTube videos on my old channel, my Brock Shots Basketball Trick Shots channel, uploaded 15 years ago, December 24th, 2010. So almost 15 and a half, almost 16 years ago. But I'll let you guys watch for a second. It's silly.
Excuse my charisma, vodka with a spritzer. Hi, I'm Brock Johnson. We're nearing the 2010-2011 snowboard season. And for those of you who can't afford to make it to the slopes or the conditions aren't the greatest, I will be teaching you how to make these, which are snowboards that are made out of old skateboards, except for I've taken off the trucks and the wheels, covered in duct tape, made bindings, made straps for the bindings, all according to my shoe size and how big I am. I'll use these snowboards on a trampoline, a bed, anything that's bouncy you can use. The colors of the snowboard is up to you. Doesn't really matter as long as it's good duct.
I'm pretty sure my mom was the one who added the like, in case you're colorblind or because I'm so huge, I think she was like, oh, that'd be silly. You should write that. That's a 15-year-old YouTube video. And so back to the person who was like, oh, my stuff isn't up to par. I'm a newbie. I'm still just getting started. We all have to start somewhere, right? I've been doing this for 15 years. And so I have a lot of practice and experience. But we're up to 94. We're 6 away. We're 6 away. Thank you so much, everyone. We are super close to 100K. Thank you so much for all of your support and love. 60, we're at 95. If you're here and you're not subscribed, you might be that 100,000th subscriber. So hit the subscribe button. Just double check that you are subscribed. Click that right there. All right, let's pick a few more people though. Again, if you want to have your profile reviewed, your reel reviewed, your YouTube channel looked at, whatever, just click on, up here in the upper left. No, whatever. You guys know left and right. I'm all backwards. At the top of the chat is the link to the Google form, where when you click on that link, you can insert your Instagram profile, your handle. Oh, thank you. Megan said, I subscribed from my other accounts. Thank you, Megan. I'm gonna be honest, I am subscribed from my other accounts. Like we have that old YouTube channel that I just showed you, my old basketball YouTube channel. I have my our Tay and Brock YouTube channel, which was our old couples vlogging YouTube channel. So I'm definitely subscribed to myself from all of my other channels. Every little bit helps, but again, all you have to do to be entered in to win is click on the link at the top of the chat, and you can insert your username. And once you do that, let's see, I want to make sure that life with, there we go, with the kitties is off of the list, and we will copy everyone else's names. I'll make sure that you are on the wheel of names, and we'll pick someone and we'll go from there. Cool. All right, here's the picker. Peter Piper picked a pepper for profile reviews or real reviews or whatever. Ooh, so close. Niche wellness, whatever that one was. Wreck and Roll Rage Room. That's fun. That's a fun username. All right, Wreck and Roll Rage Room. I will pull up your Instagram here. And again, like I said, I'm assuming that everyone wants their Instagram reviewed. If you specifically want your YouTube reviewed or something like that, then just say YouTube when I do pick you. And let's take a look at this page. All right, Wreck and Roll Rage Room. Okay. Okay. So when I looked at this profile picture originally, it took me a second to figure out like what was going on. And does everyone see on the screen right now how like it's shrunken down so small, it almost kind of looks like a goat? Is anyone else kind of seeing a goat? Like this is the head of the goat. This is the goat's body, right? Maybe that's the goat's tail. I was a little confused. But also, now that I look at it longer, it's a guitar pick with a like rock-on hand. And it's got like the metal, spiked metal bracelet, and you're holding a hammer. I think there's just too much. I think there's just a little bit too much going on in this profile picture. It's a great logo. It's a very creative logo. However, when it gets shrunken down so small into being a profile picture, I worry that it is kind of hard to see. And so I would just make it all orange. Like instead of having the guitar pick outline, you already have the idea or the symbolism for rock and roll with the like rock on hand and the little bracelet. And so I would just make it all orange and then do the rock on hand holding the hammer. And again, I'm not telling you need to like change your business's logo. I'm just saying like maybe we reformat the profile picture. Let's take a look at some of these recent reels.
Room session. They just finished a rage room session. What did you guys like smashing?
Funny, it's very easy to understand what's going on. You're like, hey, you just finished a rage room session. What was your favorite thing to smash? And then you cut the music kind of like seamlessly built up, and we cut to some clips of them in the actual rage room. I think it's a great way to show off your product, so to speak, and make it fun and lighthearted and relatable. Not bad. Oh my. Okay, so when I see this, if this were to just pop up on my feed, I would think that a car dealership posted this. If this were to just pop up on my feed, I would be like, all right, cool, some local car dealership. Maybe I follow them, maybe I don't. They just got some windshields. Okay. Again, we have to assume that all of our followers are strangers. We have to assume that everyone who's seeing our reel is a stranger, even if they are already a follower, because just because someone followed us doesn't mean that they're like glued into every reel that we're posting, that they're reading our bio, that they're aware of what we're doing, right? Most people are not aware. Most people are seeing like one of your posts every once in a while. So how could we adjust this? I would adjust this by providing the necessary context. And what I think a mistake a lot of people make is that they assume that the caption or the username provides context. And it can, but that's more of like a secondary context. I want you to provide primary context. I want you, and what I mean by that is, I want you to put something on the actual video, on the actual screen, so that I know, without having to read your username, without having to read the caption, so that I know, oh gosh, we're at $9.99. what your reel is about, right? So I would just put some text on the screen here that's like, want to smash these? We did it. We did it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. And we went one above. Usually when you announce that you hit a certain number of followers or subscribers, that number goes down. But we did it. Congratulations to all of y'all. Thank you to all of you. I don't know who I'm saying congratulations to. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for support. Oh, see, we just went down. Someone else just unsubscribed. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate y'all. It's been, we went up on another one. It's been a long time since I've hit a big milestone like this, and it really means a lot. YouTube is a slog for anyone who's ever tried to grow on YouTube. It's a challenge. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and effort. I want y'all to know that this is not just me. This is a congratulations to everyone who's ever worked on the channel. I want to give a shout out to Kristen, who has been our channel manager for really the last 3 years. I want to give a shout out to Paul and Noy, who were our previous editors. I want to give a shout out to Kylie, our new editor, who's absolutely crushing it. He's doing a great job. I want to give a shout out to the Yap Media team. Yap Media is the team that has helped us with some of the branding and sponsorships for the channel. I should definitely keep going. I want to give a shout out to, of course, my wife Tay. First and foremost, shout out to her, because none of this would be possible by me if it wasn't for her. Like, nothing that I do, the consistency, my ability to just be like, hey, even like today, like, hey, it's a Saturday, I'm gonna go in my office and talk to my computer and do a live stream on YouTube for an hour and a half. She's like, awesome, cool. And she's in the chat. I was seeing her in the chat. So shout out to her. Who else can I give shout outs to? A shout out to my mom for being one of the original collabers or co-hosts of this channel, I should say. The Build Your Tribe podcast has been around for over a decade. We're coming up on our 900th episode of Build Your Tribe. And so, yeah, thanking her for sure. She did the first couple hundred episodes without me. And then for those of you guys who don't know the story, I joined the show in, I think, 2019 is when I joined Build Your Tribe. And back then it was just an audio-only podcast. And then in 2023 or 2024 is when we made the decision to start posting the podcast on YouTube. And that's what you're subscribed to. That's what we just hit 100K for. And then it was almost exactly a year ago. I believe it was... When was it? I know, I was just looking up the exact date. Let me see. It was almost exactly a year ago that Shalene, my mom, did her last. Yeah, it was like 4/18 or 4/19. So I think it was like literally exactly a year ago to the day that my mom did her last episode on the show. And so it's been, the last year has just been me solo. So definitely shout out to her. Shout out to Sammy for sure. Shout out to Sammy, my amazing assistant, who has been so helpful throughout this entire process. She's been super helpful for me throughout this entire process. Yeah, I've gotten so many mentors along the way. Sean Cannell has been a major one. There's so many people that I'm leaving out. The entire Insta Club Hub team for helping make this channel a reality. But shout out to every single one of them, and shout out to every single one of you, really. Ultimately, it is because of you that I'm able to put out these videos, that I'm able to put in the time, energy, and effort into these videos, that I'm able to work on creating better videos and improving our setup and improving our editing and reinvesting into the production of the channel. Some of our early videos were just filmed on an iPhone, and now we've got like a nice light and camera and all this stuff, and maybe one day soon we'll do like a full studio setup and all of that. But anyways, I really appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for the help. Really. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, this is big. Like I said, YouTube is a slog. It's a challenge. It is something that is not easy to grow on. It's not easy to grow on any social media, but it's really not easy on YouTube. Yeah, so anyways, I really appreciate you all so much for being here. I said we wouldn't sign off when we hit 100K, so I'll do a couple more. I'll do a couple more reel reviews, but I appreciate you all so much. And if you're watching and you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because I don't want to drop down below 100K. I don't want to drop back down below 100K, because then we'd have to do a whole nother live stream to get back to, no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, let's do a couple more reel reviews. As I said, if you want to have your reel reviewed or your profile reviewed or your YouTube or whatever, click on the link at the top of the chat and you can, yeah, exactly. As Ada said, you click on the link at the top of the chat and that's how you submit your username. There's a link, there's a form at the top of the chat where you can submit your username. And then when you do that, I put you into a list of random names, a random name picker that looks like this. And we go from there, and I spin the wheel and we pick someone at random to have their reel reviewed. So I will give everyone a few more seconds to fill out that form and make sure they get their profile submitted. I'll make sure that I delete our most recent winner, which was the Wreck and Roll Rage Room. Congratulations to them. Looks like fun. I don't think I've ever done a Rage Room, but I feel like that might be fun. I feel like that might be a fun thing to do. All right, I've got all the names. We have over 50. We have almost 60 names on the list of random names to be picked. And I will save this, by the way. This video will be saved on YouTube so that you can watch the replay if you joined late or anything like that. We'll save this on YouTube. And if I see a few people said I have questions, FMK114, what is your question? You said I have a question. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, because I said I was going to be doing reel reviews, account audits, and questions. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So we'll spin the wheel, we'll pick another person, and if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. Hassan or Long? Hassan Med. I thought we were so close to Langmo Farms. We were so close. So let's swap over to Instagram here and pull up their profile. Again, I want to thank you all so much. We went up another one. Yeah, we're at 100,004. So thank you again so much, everyone, for your support. Thank you for subscribing. It's a really big day. I really, really do appreciate it. But let's pull up. Hadassa. I think I was saying Hassan. It's Hadassa. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I'm definitely butchering your name. But let's pull up your Insta and I'll give you some feedback. So here, I've talked about this a few times today. This line right here that I currently have highlighted needs to be searchable so that people can find you more easily. By the way, I can see that you're not following me on Instagram because this just says follow. And if you were following me, it would say follow back. So I know that you're not following me, but I'll review you anyways. So make sure you're following me. Anyways, let's take a look at some of her recent reels.
Focus on the past.
The average person probably isn't going to know who this is. And so, like I've been talking about today, we need to give context so that we can understand why should we care who this person is.
Or the future. You will not only miss the present, you will jeopardize your future potential.
So like, what am I watching? I don't really know what I'm watching. I don't know why I'm watching. I don't know why I should care. I don't know if there's something surprising going to happen, if there's something inspiring, relatable, mysterious, if this is like a celebratory moment. Okay, so that's a wrap on AMEC 2026, Sky's the Limit. I don't know what AMEC 2026 is. So I would instead spell it out, make it a little bit plainer, a little bit more clear for us to understand what it is we're watching, rather than waiting till the very end to tell us. Okay, so this reel is funny and a little bit more relatable. I would just dumb it down a little bit, and instead of saying, but you're 5 hours into AMEC, I would maybe just say, but you're 5 hours into... I kind of do like how specific this is. I just worry, my only concern is that AMEC and the saxophones getting louder is such a specific reference that most people are not going to get it. Funny. Funny, relatable. I would just be a little bit more specific if your goal was to reach more people. Cool. Cool. Let's answer some questions. Thank you, Darius. Love you, bud. Let's see. Oh, we went down one. We were at 4. Now we're back to 3. All right, let's answer some questions. My question is it better to focus on niche, consistency, or viral trends when you have high views and low follower niche? Niche is how you grow on Instagram. Niche is step 1 for growing on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare, whatever. Niche is step 1 for growing. And you don't have to choose viral trends or niche. You can take viral trends and relate them back to your niche. That's how you go viral, get views, and convert those viewers into followers. Does anyone know if he beat the other guy who challenged him to race to 100K? I believe so. That was Chandler. Chandler is self-publishing. Let's look up. Oh, whoa. Sorry. Self-publishing. Publishing Chandler. Let me see if I can find his. Yeah, selfpublishing.com. We did. We beat Chandler. Sorry, Chandler. If you're watching this, we beat you. I'll show you guys Chandler's channel because Chandler's awesome. I definitely recommend checking out selfpublishing.com on YouTube. They're awesome. But Chandler challenged me, I think it was yesterday, to see who could hit 100K first. He has a really great agency company where they help people self-publish their own books. He's helped a lot of entrepreneurs become New York Times bestsellers and all of that great stuff. As you can see, they have helped publish over 7,000 books. So definitely check him out if that's something that you're into. Where was I? There we go. Yeah, let's answer some more questions. Can you only pick those who follow you? No, I just picked someone who didn't follow me, as I said. I mean, I prefer that you follow me, but you don't have to. Question, what are your thoughts on doing collaborations with other creators? Collabs are awesome. I'm a big fan of collabs. I think do them all the time. I think they're hugely underrated and they're hugely underappreciated. Collabs are absolutely awesome. There's no real do's and don'ts to avoid. I would say most of them are pretty common sense, which is if you have one creator with 100,000 followers and another creator with 100 followers, that collaboration is obviously going to benefit the smaller creator much more. The only thing that might not be obvious if you're doing a collaboration with somebody is let the person who has more followers, or let me even say this, not just more followers, but more engaged followers. So maybe one person has 100K, but another person has 80K followers, but the person who has 80K followers, their followers are like way more engaged. The person with 80K followers gets way more views and likes and comments and shares and all that on their posts. Let the person who has more engagement, more average engagement, let them be the one to actually post and invite the collaboration. Natural Disaster, thank you. Appreciate you being here. I already posted 3 times a week. 3 times a week, you gotta post more than that. You gotta post more often than 3 times a week if you wanna grow. Can you only pick people? I've answered that one. How do you begin showing your face when you're petrified of being on the camera? We're all petrified at first. No one comes out the womb with a camera in their hand ready to start filming. It's something that is scary and something that is unnatural, and that's why it's scary, is because it's foreign. So some recommendations that I have for you to get more natural, we went up and we went down, to feel more natural and to feel less scared of being on camera is start in a low pressure environment, right? Just like any professional athlete, they don't practice in front of 100,000 people, they play in front of 100,000 people, but for every hour they spend playing in front of 100,000 people, they've practiced 10,000 hours with no one watching. So the way that you can put that into practice in social media is to film yourself, but don't post it. Start for a few weeks of just, hey, I'm gonna film myself. It's not gonna post it, no one's gonna see it, no, it's not gonna go anywhere, but you're just going to get in the habit of speaking on camera, and that will help you start to learn some of the skills and start to get a little bit more comfortable with speaking on camera. And then once you're ready, take it one step further and post it in a low pressure environment, like a private account or on your close friend's story where only a select 12 people will even get to see it if they even check Instagram that day. But create this low pressure environment and then slowly turn the pressure up as you get more and more comfortable. Awesome. Let's see, some other questions just came in. For a video editor, besides before and after type of videos and some pain point problem solution reels for camera, what other content would you do? If you're a video editor, I want to see what you create. I want to see impressive and unique video editing that is your specific style. That's really what's going to grab my attention. You're off to a cat wedding. That's so awesome. I love that. You can confirm that not upgrading a trial reel doesn't do better than normal. Yeah. Would you do interview style reels that make people stay and watch? Interview style reels are awesome. They create a lot of, they're very dynamic. There's a lot going on. So I'm a big fan of interview style reels. B-roll is a great, B-roll with voiceover. Yeah, I agree, Rachel. That's a great idea of like, if you're scared of putting your face on camera, start by putting just your voice on camera by doing voiceover and using B-roll clips. I think that's a great idea. Are you aware of views being significantly lower recently? Yeah, I mean, that's always the case, Noah. That's always the case. Views are always going down for everyone. And if I had $1 for every time I heard a complaint about views are down this month, views are down right now, I would have $1 bajillion because they're always going down and there's always a complaint. There's no massive algorithm changes that are like negatively impacting views. There's nothing like that going on. It's just kind of the reality of social media and the ecosystem that we're in. Supply is continually rising and demand is stagnating. What I mean by that is there's more and more and more and more reels being posted every day, more and more people becoming creators and small business owners, but there's not comparatively that many more people consuming, nor are people consuming for that much longer. So it's a supply-demand imbalance. Awesome. I said in a video that you can post a trial and then post again to your feed. That is correct. That is the correct way to do it. You cannot post to your feed and then post to a trial. If it's on the feed first, then when you post as a trial, the trial will be counted as a duplicate and will, at least according to Instagram, will not get as many views. So another way to think about this is trial reels can never be a duplicate of anything else that was posted anywhere on Instagram. So you're fine to post as a trial first and then post it a second time to your feed, but you're not allowed on Instagram to post it as a feed reel, a normal reel first, and then duplicate it as a trial reel. Okay. Do carousels help at all in reaching new followers? Absolutely. Absolutely they do. They're not as effective, generally speaking, as reels, but carousels can absolutely help you reach new people. Anyways, y'all, I've been on for almost 2 hours. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the 100K. This is big. I appreciate it. And hey, YouTube, it's time for you to send me that silver plaque. So I'm excited to get the silver play button. That's pretty flippin' cool. In case you guys didn't know, YouTube silver play, I'll show you. YouTube does this really cool thing that when you get 100K subscribers on YouTube, they automatically send you a plaque. I don't know how they get your address. I don't know the protocol with this. Like, is it just from your Google account? I don't know. I don't know how it works, but somehow they contact me and they send me a silver play button. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. Let me show you. Ad source. Screen capture. Okay. Window capture. Where is it? This is called preview. Yeah. Okay. You guys can kind of see that. It's small though. How do I make this bigger? Like this. Why is it not getting bigger? Oh, you guys can kind of see it. Yeah. There you go. That's the YouTube play button. You guys have seen that before, right? You've seen that before? Anyways, I guess YouTube's going to be sending me that now. Pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for all of your help. Thank you for all of your support. It's Sushi Saturday, so I'm going to go have some sushi with my wife. And, they email you. I've seen creators show it. Cool. Well, hopefully I get that email from them soon. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you on a future YouTube video or on Instagram.